Hello and welcome to the Pulse Sports pregame show. I'm Zachary Franks.
I'm Hunter Cox.
And we are coming to you live from BHP High School in Marley-Gambrell Field before tonight's game between the Bears and Belton-Honea Path and the Daniel Lions, the defending state champions of 3A. But before we get into this week's game, we want to first recap last week's game. We had a very good game last week for our game of the week. We were at Wren as they took on BHP. Wren wound up taking that one by 1 point, 41-40. BHP actually scored a touchdown with about a minute left in the game. But with Marquis Henderson's pick six, but they went for two, and unfortunately for the Bears, they came up about a yard or two short on the throw.
Yeah, it was about a yard or two. It was a real nail-biter right there.
Yeah, they weren't able to get the onside kick back and just ran the clock out and win the game.
That was a real good one.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a similar game tonight.
Hoping for a similar game. Should be quite interesting. Another game, Palmetto at Southside. It was the Southside taking this one 34-14. Southside looking really good so far in region play, undefeated currently, taking on Powdersville tonight for the region championship.
I think people might kind of like not think how. I think Southside's a good team. I don't think people really know how good of a team they really are.
Yeah, Southside I think is one of those teams that people are just kind of underestimating a little bit. Some other games. Powdersville at Blue Ridge. The Patriots remain undefeated at 9-0 now, taking down Blue Ridge 54-27. Seneca beat Pendleton last week 64-0. Seneca looks pretty good this year too, outside of their game against BHP where they were stomped 61-38. Really, honestly, Seneca's probably been the team that's played Daniel the closest so far this year. And then finally we had Berea at Carolina. It was the Bulldogs coming out on top 22-12. Now for this week's game, of course, we got our game that is just about to take place in about 20 minutes or so, BHP and Daniel. Carolina will be taking on Palmetto. Region championship again, Southside at Powdersville should be a pretty good one. We also have Wren at Pendleton. That one should be, that one's probably a blowout, to be honest with you. And we have Berea and Blue Ridge. So let's get into some more, some predictions. Go ahead and get into some predictions so far. Starting out with Berea and Blue Ridge.
I think Berea's gonna come out with this, and I think it's gonna be kind of a close game. I think it's gonna be like 21-14. I don't think it's gonna be very high scoring. That's what I think is gonna happen. What about you, Zach?
Well, Berea has actually kind of surprised me. They've had their moments where they look like a good team or a pretty good team, and then they have their moments where they look so-so. Yeah. Kind of below average. Last week was kind of one of those. Struggled a little bit against a winless Carolina team. But I think they're going to take this one at a close one. I got Berea winning 27-21. Now moving on, Wren at Pendleton. Probably not one of the closer games we're going to have tonight. So who do you got winning this one?
I definitely am going to go with Wren. And I think with that high-paced offense, I think they're going to score a lot. And I think it's going to be like 52-21. And I think that Pendleton's going to get most of their scoring done in the later half after they put some of their second strings in.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Actually, I very much agree with that. I have Wren winning 52-20. I think because Wren's so fast-paced, Pendleton isn't going to be able to score because they've shown the ability to score against teams like BHP, but they're not going to be able to stop Wren, I don't think. So I got Wren winning there. Southside and Powdersville, this one I think is going to be interesting to say the least, considering the fact that it's for the region championship.
You know, I'm definitely going to go with Powdersville, but I think it's going to be closer than most people think because I still think Southside's a pretty good team, and I think Powdersville's a great team. And for that, I'm probably going to have to say like a 48, 28 or something like that within 2 scores.
Yeah, I agree with that. The funny thing about Southside is before region play they were 0-5, so they started out awful. Honestly, they only scored 16 points in all their non-region games, like combined. Over 5 games, you only scored 16 points. That's not that great of a start. That's averaging less than 3 points a game, or about 3 points a game.
That's the thing about Southside, though. I don't really know how good they are, considering how not that great of a region that they're in. And I think that this game against Powdersville will be a good test for them, even though it's the end of the season. But I definitely think Powdersville is significantly better than them, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, big shout out to Nathan Madden on senior night of one of our own member of the Idiot Sports team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nathan's signature catchphrase. So we want to shout him out as well as all the other senior athletes for BHP and Daniel as well, as it's the last regular season game of these athletes' careers.
Or last regular season.
Yeah, regular season game.
Shout out to all the seniors out there.
So going back to the Southside Powdersville game, I agree with Hunter. Powdersville, I think, is a significantly better team than Southside. But I think that Southside has a lot of momentum on their side, and I think they're going to ride that momentum. And I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Powdersville's going to win. I got to win it by about a touchdown. I got Powdersville winning 35-28 just solely because of the fact that Southside's going to come out there and give Powdersville everything they have and then some. It's probably going to be the toughest game so far for Powdersville, I would think, or one of them.
I think Powdersville's going to kind of come out slow, like they've had a tendency of doing sometimes, and then in the second half, I think they're going to really show how good they really are.
Yeah. Usually, we've seen Powdersville a few times, and that's actually a trend with them. They usually will start out pretty slow, and then the second half they'll just come out there and take care of business.
Those good old Coach Mustard hype ups at
halftime
gets them going.
So another game, our former game of the week, Carolina and Palmetto. Well, I'm gonna be quite frank. Neither one of these teams have had all that great of a season. Carolina's still searching for their first win. Palmetto is 2-6, but showed a little bit of promise before they lost their quarterback Reagan Davenport to injury. So who do you got winning this one?
I'm definitely gonna go with Palmetto because I think Palmetto's the better team, and I just don't think Carolina's great or even okay, to be honest. And I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna go with 28-7 because I just don't think Carolina has any offense, and I just think Palmetto's a significantly better team than Carolina.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm going to go Palmetto here, 41-13 over Carolina. I just don't think Carolina's that. I mean, it's going to be hard to spot them any points, really, because it's just really, they don't have that great of an offense. They've struggled in every single one of their games. I do think that they're going to be able to score. I think that, but Palmetto, I think, is still a good bit better than Carolina. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and give our score prediction. Daniel at BHP for tonight's game of the week. So before we get into it, I'm going to talk about a little bit of some of the stats. So first for Daniel, for those of you who aren't familiar, Daniel's the defending 3A state champion and is currently, I think, they're number 5 in the state.
I believe so.
Right now.
And they're number 1 in 3A.
Yeah, best team in 3A, number 5 in the state of South Carolina. These numbers are just, honestly, a lot of them are very absurd because Daniel's played one less game than BHP, and they beat them in every statistic. Still playing one less game. Daniel has thrown for over 2,000 passing yards this year with 30 touchdowns. They've rushed for about 1,300 yards, which is 22 touchdowns. So they've have 3,500 yards of total offense, which is about 440 yards per game, and have scored 52 touchdowns. And that's an average of 47.8 points per game. They're averaging nearly 50 points a game.
Yeah, to say the least, Daniel's been very dominant in these last stretch of games.
And what's even more impressive, they've only had 5 turnovers the whole season. They take care of the football.
Yeah, and when you take care of the football and you score that many points, most of the time you're going to win that game.
Yeah, so the turnover margin certainly in Daniel's favor. On defense, the Lions have had 530 tackles the whole season, 214 solo tackles, 315 assisted tackles, 88 tackles for loss.
Yeah, Daniel has straight on out they've looked like the most dominant team, I would say, for sure in 3A, and arguably all the way, I would say Dutch Fork is probably the only other most dominant team, really, in South Carolina.
Yeah, we're going to pause just for a few minutes for the national anthem, so we will be right back. All right, so we're right back after the national anthem. So going back more into Daniel's stats, after 88 tackles for loss, 18 sacks so far this year, as BHP, looks like they're playing the alma mater at this point. 18 sacks this year, 7 interceptions, 29 pass breakups, 11 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries, 5 blocked punts, and 1 blocked field goal. Man, the blocked punts, that's kind of crazy how you can block that many punts.
Yeah, and BHP's already had a few blocked this season so far, right?
Yeah, they've had a couple, I think, blocked. Now for some players to look out for, passing the football, we have Trent Pierman, who has thrown for over 2,000 yards this year, 26 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions, completing 74% of his passes.
He's very accurate, and he makes very good decisions with the ball. So
yeah, it should be quite interesting to watch there. You also have Chris Edge, who has 714 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns, averaging 7 yards per carry. So very.
Yeah, it seems like Daniel might kind of do more of like a running back by committee than one singular.
Yeah, they
really
kind of have
running back.
several guys who come out there running the ball, but Edge is their main guy. Receiving, you also have Eli Merck, who has 596 receiving yards and 11 touchdowns. Tackling, you have Carson Chasteen, who has 29 solo tackles, 53 assisted, and 13 tackles for loss. And we also have Jaheem Lawson, who's actually the brother of NFL player Shaq Lawson. Jaheem is, quite frankly, a dominant player. I mean, he's a disruptor back there on the defensive line. He has 26 solo tackles this year, 21 assisted, and 17 tackles for loss, to go along with 6 sacks, which also leads the team.
That's dominant.
Yeah, that's very dominant. So he's definitely a guy you're going to have to look out for. I mean, BHP has one of the best offensive linemen in the state, Jackson Hall, so should be interesting to watch that matchup, who wins there.
Yeah, I would say BHP's offensive line is probably one of the better, one of the best offensive lines in South Carolina.
Yeah, the holes they were opening up for the running game last week was crazy. They were just running all over them last week, Ren's defense, which is honestly quite surprising because Ren has a very good defensive team usually. You also have leading the team in interceptions. You have Logan Lasher, who has 3 picks and 2 forced fumbles. Now moving on to some BHP stats. They only have about 1,000 or so passing yards, roughly about 1,000 passing yards with 10 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. BHP strength, as we know, running the football.
That's for sure. They're definitely a more run first, pass second team.
Yes, and they're rushing football. They've run for about 2,200 yards this year and 25 touchdowns. Total offense, they have about 3,296 yards, 35 touchdowns with 13 turnovers. As really quickly, the captains for tonight's game. First for get the visiting Lions. We have number 16 Trent Pierman.
25.
Let's see. We have number 25 Carson Justine. Number 4 Brody Kahn. And number 5 Jalen Brown Wallace. For the Bears, we have number 24. Here, I got it. For the Bears, we have number 24 Jemias Glenn. Number 11 Darius Burns. Number 9 Javon DeVoe. And number 65 Jackson Hall. As both teams are getting about ready to take the field. We're just about ready for football. We got about 3 minutes or so left. So going back to some of the stats for BHP, if I can find them. Kind of got buried in some of our paperwork up here. There they are. So very quickly, some players to look out for on the offensive side. A.J. Pendleton's the starting quarterback. He has thrown for about 1,000 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, 9 picks. Marquis Henderson, I mean, this guy was insane last week, to put it quite frank. We said that a good bit during last week's game.
Yeah, we do have to keep in mind, though, that BHP's probably one of their best defensive players.
Rozelle Scott, one of their best defensive players, will be out this game. He is not dressed out. So very big blow to the BHP secondary, especially considering the fact that Daniel is a very heavy passing team. So that should be a very interesting thing to look out for. So very quickly, passing yards, you have A.J. Pendleton with about 1,000. Henderson with about 600 or so. Nevada Billets receiving leads with about 538. Very quickly with tackles, you have Jemias Glenn, Rozelle Scott, Jordan Johnson. Rozelle has 23 tackles, 4 assists, 18 tackles, 13 assists for Jemias, and Jordan Johnson 17 tackles and 34 assists. Jemias Glenn also has 4 tackles for loss and 2 sacks, leading the team in both of those categories. Jordan Johnson has 3 tackles for loss. Rozelle Scott leads the team in interception and fumble recoveries. He has 3 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, 1 blocked kick. And with defensive touchdowns, BHP scored 3 defensive touchdowns. Eli Strickland, Jemias Glenn, and Marquis Henderson are the 3 that have scored touchdowns for the Bears defense.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good game, but I think I'm going to have to give it to Daniel here because I think Daniel is just flat out a better team. And I think I'm going to have to go with I think it's going to be a higher scoring game. I think it's going to be like 48, 32 in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with Hunter. I think Daniel's going to come out with this one. I got the Lions winning. I'm going to go about 45-28. I think BHP's going to hang in there for a good little while. Senior night, last regular season game for these seniors. They're going to come out there, especially considering the fact how improved BHP looks on the offense. I think they're going to come out there and really try to smack Daniel early. But in the end, I think that Daniel's going to wind up winning here. I got the win about 45-28. I think the Lions are just too much. So that's going to do it for the pregame show. We're about less than a minute now from the scheduled kickoff as we're still waiting for Daniel to come out of the locker room. But we will be back shortly with some high school football action here on the Pulse Sports Network. And just a quick note, we do apologize for no video tonight. We have an unforeseen circumstances. We really couldn't find anybody to run camera tonight, so we will be just audio only. And we do apologize for that inconvenience.
Apologize. Someone did bail on us.
Yeah, and so we will be right back with the start with Kickoff. All right, and looks like we're just about ready for kickoff. Kicking deep for the Bears, we are going to have number 84, Peter Bertoni, back deep to return for the Lions. We'll have number 2.
BHP is in their blue helmets, red jerseys, and blue pants, and Daniel's in gold helmets, white jerseys, and gold pants.
This kick is fielded. That looks like by number 1 around the edge. There he goes across midfield and dragged down around the 50-yard line with a flag flying in. It looks like he might have a horse collar tackle. That was number 1, Clay Swinney, on the return.
That was 24, Jemias Glenn there making, I would say, maybe even a touchdown-saving tackle there.
Yeah, Swinney had a lot of room to run there.
A lot of green grass.
Yeah, we'll see the call here. It looks like it might
be a horse collar, I believe.
Yeah, with the way the flag flew in.
It did look like he got a little bit of that.
Actually going to give it a legal block in the back for Daniel, so that'll back him up 10 yards. So the Lions will start out 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. As coming out onto the field is the as Daniel's quarterback. That is number 16. And the guy we highlighted in the pregame show, Trent Pierman. Daniel in the shotgun. They got 4 wide receivers still on both sides of the ball. Chris Edge is the running back. And flags fly. Both teams point at each other.
Looks like
false start on the offense. So Daniel already with 2 penalties on the first 2 plays.
Mistakes.
So that'll back him up to the 35, and it's going to be 1st and 15 now for the Lions.
BHP looks like they're into a like a cover 4 defense with 2 safeties and 3 linebackers and 4 defensive linemen.
Daniel comes out in the same formation, 4 wide receivers, 2 on both sides in the shotgun. First down, Pierman's going to look to throw here. He steps up looking to take a deep shot downfield. That pass is caught, but it looks like he was out of bounds. Yes, he will be out of bounds. That was number 15, Eli Merck, the leading receiver for the Lions. That was the intended receiver, but the throw just ran out of room on that sideline, and it's going to break up a 2nd and 15 now for the Lions.
They went right after Marquis Henderson, he's only a freshman. I think he's in there to replace Rozelle Scott, right?
Yeah, Rozelle, of course, probably the best defensive player, definitely the best defensive player on BHP's team, as Daniel comes out in the same formation, 4 wide receivers in the gun. He is out. I think he has a leg injury. I think he a little bit of a hamstring problem for him as Daniel checks into trips to the left. Pierman's going to look to throw under pressure. Fires one that's complete out to number 7, Chris Edge. And Edge is down across the 40 to about the 44-yard line. Mark him down right at the 44. going to break up a 3rd and medium for Daniel and call it 3rd and 6 for the Lions. So 4 wide receivers are checking the trips to the left here in the shotgun for Pierman. Takes the snap. Pierman's going to look to throw here. We got some pressure coming around from the edge from BHP. Fires one that's almost intercepted, if it incomplete. That was number 4 there on the coverage.
Eli Strickland went right through his hands.
Yeah, so BHP's defense forces Daniel to go 3 and out on their first possession as the Lions will have to trot the punting team out.
That was a good defensive stand there by the BHP Bears. But I bet they wish they could get that turnover, though. Because that probably would have been a pick 6.
It's very close. On the punt for Daniel, we'll have number 4, Brody Kahn. It looks like back deep to return. We'll have number 4 for the Bears, Eli Strickland.
Looks like BHP setting a lot of pressure here on to go block that punt.
Heavy pressure. This is a high, deep kick. It's going to be fair caught around the 16-yard line, and that's where BHP will take over 1st and 10.
That was a pretty good punt there.
Good punt. Yeah, I agree. Good punt there. High, deep kick, and the Bears will start from about the 18. As A.J. Pendleton leads his team back out, or onto the field for the first time tonight. I mean, BHP last week, even though they lost to Wren, they had a really good run game going the whole game. It just Wren could not stop them. As they'll check into trips to the right here, 3 wide receivers in the shotgun. First down, play action. Pendleton's going to look to throw here, stepping up, rolling, firing one that's too wide and incomplete. Almost intercepted there. Pass was intended for Eli Strickland. On the coverage for Daniel, he had Brody Kahn, who almost came up with the pick.
Yeah, that ball was really close to being completed. He had a lot of space open, but it just was a little bit behind him, just out of his reach.
Yeah, so 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Bears. In the shotgun, they come up with 2 wide receivers and a little bit of that heavy set. They'll go wildcat here. They're handed off on the first down. It looks like Darius Burns, and he's got nowhere to go. Daniel stacks him up right at the line of scrimmage.
He was swallowed up by that defensive line.
About 3 linemen back there.
Yeah, Daniel definitely looks like they have some very large defensive linemen, that's for sure.
Yeah, so it's going to come out with a 3rd down and 10 for the Bears. Come out with about 4 wide receivers in the shotgun.
Daniel
Pendleton's going to look to throw here. Taking a deep shot down the field. That pass is too high and incomplete. That was intended for number 15, Nevada Billups, BHP's leading receiver. So both defenses trade 3 and outs, and BHP's going to have to punt from deep in their own territory from the 18.
Once again, the quarterback just threw it a little bit behind him because he was open for sure, but this wasn't a very well-placed ball.
Yeah, Pendleton has had some trouble with accuracy in the past, as punting for the Bears would be number 4, Eli Strickland. Back deep to return for Daniel will have number 1, Clay Sweeney, as the flag will fly. Looks like might have offsides.
I'm not sure how they lined up there on that punt, but it looked very strange. So
possibly an illegal formation. As of right now, the ball is at the we'll say about the 46 of BHP. So Daniel will have it in good field position if they choose to take the ball there.
Looks like they're discussing
to
the coaches on what the penalty was.
We'll have to see the call here. Looks like they might have just declined the penalty, so ref's still discussing something. There's the call. It's the illegal procedure against the punting team. Penalty will be declined, so Daniel will start out 1st and 10 for the BHP 46-yard line. They'll come out 4 wide receivers in the shotgun, 2 on both sides of the ball.
Definitely don't want to make that mistake there and give Daniel the ball already in their field position.
Keeper here, Pierman around the edge. He's got space. Pierman brought down across the 35 to around the 30-yard line. A good run from Trent Pierman, the Daniel quarterback, on the keeper, and a first down and then some for the Lions.
He did a really good job of selling that handoff there to the defense, because everyone on that defense went straight to that running back, and he pulled that out, and he had no one around him for about 10 yards. That was a very well executed play there.
First and 10 from the 32 now. A BHP. Daniel comes out, trips to the right here. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. Takes a snap, handoff right up the middle, and breaking one tackle but not able to escape. That was number 7 on the carry, Chris Edge. He is brought down across the 30 to about the we'll say about the 29-yard line, 28, maybe the 27. Four wide receivers in the shotgun. Pierman going to look to throw a screen. That's complete. And trying to get it outside on the perimeter, but he's run out of bounds by the BHP defense. That was number 6 in the completion, Blaine Simmons.
BHP's defense did a really good job of collapsing there right to the ball. Everyone got to where the ball was going.
Yeah, Daniel comes out, 3rd down and 2 from the 24. He'll come out, 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. They'll shift Edge to the right side of the ball, handoff right in the middle to Edge, and he's going. Edge has a play action, and it's dropped, incomplete. That was intended for Clay Swinney.
Did not know.
Was that a forward pass? I think they're calling it a forward pass, but it was very close to going backwards. The refs are discussing something here. That was a very strange play. They fooled me, certainly. It looked like they handed that ball off. It is going to bring up a 4th down situation.
Swinney had if he would have caught that ball, he maybe would have walked into the end zone.
Daniel with 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. Handoff, and no, he stood up! What a stand by the BHP offensive lineman, or defensive lineman rather. Edge just completely had nowhere to go. Lost a yard, and BHP will take over.
What a stand.
Just great penetration into the Daniel backfield by the Bear offensive lineman. We've seen some pretty good defense early on in this game as BHP will come out 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
They just got right off those offensive linemen, got right into that backfield. They just stopped the play right as it was handed off.
Bears in that heavy set. I got 2 wide receivers. Strickland will come in motion. First down, they hand it off right up the middle, and not much is there. Get out to about the 26, 27. That was number 8, Shaheem Robs on the carry for BHP. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8 from the 27 for BHP.
Yeah, Daniel's defensive lineman did a good job of just shifting right into all those gaps, and there was no gaps for him to run through.
BHP comes out, it looks like in the Wildcat again, 3 wide receivers. Keeper here, right at the gut. Pendleton's got space. Pendleton! He's got 1 man to beat. It's great closing speed for Daniel. He's able to drag him down, lost the football. They're going to call him down and all the way down to about the 30. They'll call him down about the 37. First down, BHP.
Number 14, Smith gave for Daniel, just chased him down, showing some blazing speed to catch up to him.
And Gabe Smith had great closing speed for the Lions, but BHP has it 1st and 10 for the 36. Bears off to a very nice start in this one.
I was very well blocked there. We had a ginormous hole.
And it looks like BHP is going to call their first time out of the half. Could not get the right play call in. We have 7:09 left in the first quarter. Both teams trading big three defensive stops. BHP coming off a huge stand at their own 25-yard line, just shutting down Chris Edge and the Lions offensive linemen with great penetration into the backfield.
BHP came firing off on offense here.
Yeah, and then Pendleton with that great run right up the middle on the Wildcat, kind of fooling Daniel. I think what makes BHP so hard, and I've discussed this before, it's kind of like an option attack.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's coming, but you don't know exactly where it's going. Yeah, you know they're going to run it, but you don't know where they're going to run it, how they're going to block you, and that's what makes it so hard to stop. BHP comes out with a lot of different formations.
Yeah, one thing I really like to watch BHP because most of the time you know they're just gonna run it straight down the middle, and they just say I'm just gonna out physical you and just run the ball right down your mouth.
Yeah, as the Bears come out in that heavy set again. Handoff Jaheem Robs, and he's brought down across the 35 to about the 33. Gain of 3 on the play, it looks like.
Number 9. Maquan Greer on the tackle there. He's a very, very large human being, that's for sure.
They'll give him the 32 or second down and 6 coming up for the Lions. BHP again looks like they're having some trouble understanding the play call. Marquis Henderson's just a game at running back. They'll give it up the middle to Henderson, and he's brought down across the 30.
Hey! Come on, ref!
Henderson brought down right at the 30-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 2 on the play. 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Bears.
Maybe Daniel will have a big defensive stand here.
Empty backfield, 3 wide receivers.
Daniel's getting a lot of
Daniel
pressure.
showing pressure.
Looks like BHP's checking into another play here.
Clock ticking underneath. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and the Bears are going to have to burn their second timeout in 3 plays to avoid the delay of game. So BHP will only have 1 timeout left, and they've only played less than 10 minutes of football. So it's a 30-second timeout.
There's definitely a good amount of a crowd here.
Daniel fans always travel very well to these games, considering the fact that that's a good hour drive from here. Mm-hmm. And of course, BHP always shows out. Not necessarily the most beautiful night for football. Kind of chilly out there, cloudy.
A little bit misty.
Yeah, we had some rain last night. Some wet field conditions.
Well, that's when you know that the football's getting serious because you feel that cold little nip in the air.
Yeah, once it starts getting towards November and late October, and I mean the temperatures right now are probably in the low 50s.
It's playoff time.
Yeah, it's getting time for the end of the season as BHP's gonna come out 3rd and 4 from the 30. See what BHP has up their sleeve now. Handoff right at the middle. And that should get the first down to the 25. That was Marquis Henderson on the carry. And Henderson's able to move the chains for BHP. 1st and 10.
It looks like early on here in this game, BHP has just been able to run the ball very well, just like they were in the ring game.
Markham at the 24. BHP, of course, not necessarily a huddle offense, but one that takes their time to get to the football. They don't really worry about going fast here. They'll use every second on that play clock.
They play more like, I'm trying to keep the ball away from the offense. And
yeah, and it's very effective considering the fact they're able to run. And we have flags down. Looks like a false start on the offense. So that'll back them up 5 yards. And it'll be 1st and 15 coming up for the 29.
One thing for sure, you definitely don't want to start a drive off getting behind the line of the sticks.
Yeah, so BHP they'll back them up 5, and we'll do it again here. 1st and 15. Might be a blessing that because that looked like they had some confusion back there in the backfield too.
Looks like Daniels checked into more of like a heavy set off defense, showing a lot of pressure every play.
Option here, Pendleton. He's got nowhere to go. Thrown down behind the line of scrimmage.
He was swallowed up there by number 44 and number
8.
8.
That was Jaheem Lawson, a guy we highlighted in our pregame show, and Preston Fralix back there for the Lions.
They both got back there, and I don't know what happened there on the right side of their offensive line, but just kind of collapsed.
It's going to be a loss of about 2, maybe 3 on the play. 2nd down and 17 coming up for the Bears from about the 32.5-yard line.
Definitely not the position where BHP wants to be.
Handoff right at the middle to Darius Burns, and he's tackled about the 29, so he'll gain a few back, but BHP still going to have a 3rd and long coming up.
33, Griffin Bat there on the stop.
So we'll have a 3rd down and long coming up for BHP. Make it about 3rd and 15 for the 29. So back to where they were at before the false start. Bears and 2 wide receivers in the shotgun.
This is how you want to...
Takes the snap. Pendleton's going to look to throw here. He's under heavy pressure from around the edge. Good block. Pendleton's going to try to run for it. He will not get close. Number 33 right there on the tackle for Daniel.
If you want to beat BHP, you really want to try to force them to throw the ball.
Griffin Bat on the stop. We'll mark him down about the 25. That's going to... so it's going to be about a 4th down and 11 coming up from the 25, and we'll see what BHP is going to... Probably out there in no man's land, so it might be...
Looks like they're going to go.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go here. Not surprising. See what BHP has in their playbook for this play.
BHP's definitely not had very much luck kicking the ball in the last couple of games we've called.
Play action. Pendleton's going to look to throw. He's under pressure immediately, and he is thrown down very violently. That is number 8. Jaheem Lawson on the sack for Daniel, and the Lions answer the BHP stand with a stand of their own. And Daniel will take over 1st and 10 from their own, let's say about their own 29-yard line. Mark them at about the 28. That's where Daniel will take over.
I know one thing. Lawson really came in there with a lot of heat in that quarterback.
Yeah, Shaheem, younger brother, as we mentioned, of Shaq Lawson, NFL player, and former Clemson Tiger. Looks like a very special player of his on himself. Leads the team in sacks. I think that was his 7th of the season, which is very impressive for high school football.
He also got another tackle for loss on top of the 17 he already has.
Option here, pitch, and that was some good defense right there from BHP. Marquis Henderson leading the way. That was number 7 on the carry, Chris Edge, for Daniel.
Marquis Henderson, he's only a freshman, and he played that like a senior would. He just came right down and just saw that screen. He came right down and he got it.
Yeah, Henderson, considering the fact he's only a freshman and already leads the varsity team in rushing yards, he has a very bright future ahead of him for BHP. As the Lions will come out, trips to the left air, fast is complete out to number 15 and swallowed up immediately by the BHP defense. Henderson there again, as was number 10 and number 43. That was Brock Turner and Anthony Brantley, along with Marquis Henderson. Pass was complete to number 15, Eli Merck, the leading receiver for Daniel, as they'll come out with 3rd down and 4 now. In the shotgun, they got 4 wide receivers. Play action, looking to throw, fires one that's complete to Merck, and he's got a 1st down, and then some, breaks a tackle, running sideways, and he's going to be brought down around the 45. So that's a 1st down for the Lions. Good screen play to Merck, and it's some good moves to evade the BHP defense a little bit.
It was well executed and well blocked there with number 15.
Play action. He's going to look to throw here. Pressured around the edge. He's going to take a deep shot downfield. One-on-one coverage. Oh, it's caught. What a catch. Over the top of and a good throw as well in one-on-one. Size advantage goes to Daniel. Pierman was pressured heavily around the edge by number 2, Amari Jackson, but he's able to complete it out to number 2. Munson Kelly.
He just went up there and just grabbed the ball right at the highest point of the ball.
Yeah, very impressive leaping ability as well as, just being, quite frankly, taller than the BHP defenders. This is a screen complete out to number 2, and he's got space, breaks a tackle, and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Daniel. That pass was complete to Munson Kelly again, and the Lions take the early lead. It's 6-0 with about 55 seconds left in the first quarter, pinning the extra point.
Showed a lot of speed there.
See what Daniel does here. Once they come out to attempt the PAT. Number 1, Clay Swinney will hold. On to attempt the PAT, we'll have number can't see who that number is as that kick is up, and it is going to be good. So with 55 seconds left in the first quarter, the score Daniel 7, BHP nothing. Good offensive drive from the Lions.
BHP needs to come out here and grab some of that momentum back.
As coming back deep to return for the Bears, we'll have number 4, Eli Strickland. Marquis Henderson is back there as well for BHP. As we're still waiting for Daniel's kicking team to head out onto the field. So, Munson Kelly making great plays on the offensive side of the football. As coming on to kick for Daniel.
'86.
Yeah, 86. That's Jonas Barrett. As we said, Marquis Henderson and Eli Strickland back deep for the Bears. Very deep, actually. At their own 5-yard line.
BHP did return one last week, so you always got to look out for that.
Good line drive kick. That's going to be footed about the 5 by Strickland. Strickland kind of tripped up and goes down across the 20 to around the 25. That's where BHP was set up 1st and 10. Bears had a nice drive last time before it just kind of stalled out. Had some troubles with penalties and then some big sack from Daniel. Really ended the drive for BHP on a sour note, but the Bears will have it 1st and 10 from their own 25. About 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Daniel currently leads 7-0 over BHP as A.J. Pendleton trots his team out into the field. Darius Burns will be the running back as BHP will come out with in that heavy set 2 wide receivers.
If I was BHP here, I might be trying to run a little bit of play action and trying to do a little bit of trickery here.
High snap, that's fumbled. Flag will fly as Pendleton's going to be taken down inside the 20. We'll see what the flag is.
BHP did recover that ball.
Let's see the call here. Currently, we've not seen a signal from the ref. Looks like they might have just picked up the flag. So, very strange play. As something was, not right from the beginning. You saw coaches jumping up and down from the sideline as the clock is winding now. It's going to be 2nd down and long for BHP from their own 17.
I don't think the quarterback quite got ready for that snap.
Handoff, Jaheem Robinson. He's thrown down in the backfield. That was some great penetration by Daniel.
Man, this is like the opposite of last week. Because at first, the first few drives, it looked like BHP's offensive line was really doing a pretty good job. But this last couple of drives, it just felt like Ren's defensive linemen have really... Daniel.
Yeah.
Has really dominated BHP.
So that's going to bring us to an end of the first quarter. At the end of one, Daniel leads 7-0. BHP has the ball 3rd and 18 when we'll take over for the start of the second quarter. And going back to what Hunter was saying, really BHP just can't run. They have had no ability to run the ball outside of one big run, really. And if BHP can't run, quite most likely they're going to struggle offensively because they just don't have the downfield passing attack to overcome that. Pendleton's not the most accurate quarterback. Their offensive linemen aren't the best at pass blocking. And they really don't have the size with receivers. They have fast receivers, but they don't really have the size.
Yeah, if I was BHP, I would try to get like a few little screens to get some of their playmakers the ball and just let them try to make some moves out there in open field. If they can't run the ball.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them give Marquis Henderson, their leading rusher, a little bit more carries. We've only seen him run the ball probably less than 5 times so far in the game.
Yeah, BHP mainly runs with like a. They don't really have one running back. They kind of like rotate their backs out.
Third down, 18. BHP most likely a little bit throw here.
They're not very comfortable throwing the ball, but they can definitely throw the ball when they have to, though.
Yeah, we saw that against Wren. Had an 86-yard touchdown pass.
Thank you.
Takes the snap. Pendleton's going to look to throw here. He's going to look to take a deep shot looking for that pass is incomplete. That was short of the 6 anyways. That was intended for number 4, Eli Strickland. And Daniel's going to force BHP to go 3 down again. The Bears are going to have to punt from deep in their own territory yet again in this first quarter.
If you look at it, the time possession's been definitely in BHP's favor with 7 minutes and 37 seconds, and Daniel only has 3 minutes and 23 seconds. So it definitely shows the 2 different types of offenses they run.
As Eli Strickland's going to come out to punt, BHP has a guy a little late to get onto the field. BHP always seems to have a little bit of trouble with their punt team. Never have people in the right places at the right times. As this is a good snap. Daniel brings pressure, but it's going to be fielded, and that ball is going to be downed at about the 50-yard line by the Bears. So good punt from Strickland, and Daniel will take over 1st and 10 from their own 50-yard line.
He definitely got a little bit of a good bounce there.
Yeah. So kind of looked like they almost had an accidental touch there. Got awfully close to the Daniel player. As we have a flag down in the backfield. Way back in the backfield, around the 15. And it's going to be a legal formation on the offense. So looks like they'll back BHP up and make them re-kick here from their own 13 now.
Yeah, BHP's only tried to throw 2 balls in the first quarter, and they didn't complete either of them. As for where Daniel has already passed the ball 9 times in the first quarter, but that's still not a lot. But
yeah, mostly because Daniel hasn't had the ball. As there's a good snap again, good blocking, and a fair catch is going to be called for and made at the 39-yard line by number 2, Munson Kelly. So Daniel will take over 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard, or for the BHP 39-yard line, rather. So pretty good field position again for the Lions. BHP having a hard time, and we have another flag down in the backfield. Might have a running into the kicker situation, as that's down in back behind the 5, where the punter would originally stand. Waiting to see the official call here. It's going to be a personal foul against Daniel, and that's going back the Lions way back to about the 46. So Daniel will have it now at their own 46-yard line, back them up 15. So something must have happened extracurricularly after the punt for them to...
it was just about where that other punt landed.
Yeah, so... we've had a good many penalties in these last couple of games.
Most of the time you think it'd be the other way around, and
yeah,
they would get less sloppy throughout these games.
I mean, we've seen a good many penalties the past couple weeks. Usually these teams are very disciplined. BHP, Daniel, and Wren, all three have a history of being very disciplined teams.
Yeah, but when it comes to these really clutch.
Yeah, of course, this is
region play.
One of the better rivalries again in the state too. Daniel and BHP is always a good game.
Sometimes you get a little anxious and you get a little bit too excited for the game. If that makes sense. Like you're really juiced up and you just want to get out there and get as much as an advantage as you can get.
Daniel, the Revs are currently talking to Daniel head coach down there. That is Coach Frooster about something. And it looks like we're ready to go now. So the Lions will check in. They'll come up with 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. 1st and 10 for their own 39-yard, or for their own 46-yard line. Pierman takes the snap. He's going to look to throw here on 1st down. Take it. Fires one near side. That's complete. And tackled. A good tackle there by number 21, Jet Jones for BHP. Short gain on the play.
That was really well played by both of the defensive backs there, because they both, the corner did a good job of forcing the guy inside, and the safety was right there to make the tackle.
Trips to the left here. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun for Daniel. Handoff around the edge. That is number 7. And a good carry there. That was Chris Edge on the carry. Run out of bounds close to the 1st down marker. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Lions. Looks like we might actually have a flag down on that sideline.
It's already getting a little chippy out here.
And once again discussing something with the Daniel head coaching staff.
I'm not sure what's happening.
I don't.
They're discussing something.
Yeah, we saw Daniel back way up off the ball.
I think they're going into they're kind of using this as like a timeout.
It looks like we might have actually had. I heard an injured player of some type, but I didn't see anyone down on the field. So it might have been as Daniel will come out 3rd and 1 for their own for the BHP 45. Trips to the left here. 4 receivers. Option keeper Pierman around the edge. And he's going to get the 1st down after a lunge at the end.
BHP did a good job of really getting back there, but unfortunately no one could really get their hands around the quarterback. He just kind of just ran around him.
Yeah. Pierman didn't get a lot, but he got enough for the 1st down, and that's what really matters. As Daniel has it 1st and 10 from the BHP 44 now.
He showed a little bit of elusiveness there, putting a couple of moves on those defensive linemen.
Lions come out in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Trips to the left here. And whistles blow. It looks like the Lions will take a timeout. So with 10:20 left in the 1st half, your score is still Daniel 7, BHP nothing. We've had quite a little bit of a low-scoring one early on in the game. Some good defense from both teams. We want to give you some score updates real quick while we have a chance. Palmetto currently leads Carolina 7-0 in the 2nd. Big game in Powdersville. The Patriots leading 15-0 over Southside in the 1st. Wren leads Pendleton 21-0 in the 1st. Westside over Pickens 32-0 in the 1st. Abbeville leads Christchurch 7-0. That one's in the 2nd.
Once again, the refs are discussing something.
See, we got another score. Lawrence leads Greer 21-7. Union County leads Emerald 14-6. Union County looking for their first win of the season. Broome and Chapman, that one's a good game. Chapman leading 14-13 in the first. Easily leads Travelers Less 6-3 in the first as we're ready to go here. Trip to the left here again for Daniel. 4 wide receivers. Spearman's going to look to throw here on first down. Going to take a deep shot. He's got a man out there, and it is caught. Touchdown, Daniel.
That was a beautiful pass. Right there.
Yeah, beautiful throw right on the money, and a good running catch to get under the ball. It looks like that was number 16 or 15, Eli Merck.
That was one of the better. That was a very great ball. He threw that ball right high up in the sky, just went right down in the receiver's hand, right in the breadbasket.
So Daniel leading 13-0 at the moment with 10-12 left in the first quarter. Or, I'm sorry, first half. On the PAT, we'll have number 88 for the Lions. And high snap footed, and that kick is up, and it is going to be good. So with 10-12 left in the first quarter, or first half again, your score, Daniel 14, BHP nothing. That was number 88, Shane Forster on the PAT attempt. So Lions off to a fast start. It look like they're starting to pick it up a little bit offensively. Again, BHP, part of the reason why they're without their best corner, Rozelle Scott.
They threw it right where he would have been.
Yeah, to their best receiver, Eli Merck, and BHP just couldn't cover him.
He just had about a step on the defensive back.
But, again, that throw from Pierman, though, right on the money. Could not throw a better ball, I do not believe. Some other scores. Greenwood leads Bowling Springs 28-7. That one's in the second. Hillcrest over TL Hanna 21-0 in the first quarter. That's kind of a surpriser there. That's actually for their region title over there. Again, we saw Hillcrest early on in the year. They were a really, really good team. Beat Daniel 48-35. Their quarterback, Bennett Judy, was amazing. What he was able to do. Probably one of the best quarterbacks in all of South Carolina high school. And we do have some other score updates. Palmetto just scored another touchdown as they lead Carolina now 14-0. Clinton over Woodruff 24-0.
BHP once again lining up very far for his kickoff.
High, deep kick's going to be fielded about the 5. That is Strickland. Strickland, he's got space, and he's going to be dragged down across the 30. Had a nice hole there, but Daniel did a good job closing as BHU was set up 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line.
Man, he was just about one step away from busting that down for maybe even a touchdown.
Yeah, that was a big hole, but Daniel that was a really good play for them to close on that hole relatively quickly. Again, we've seen quite a few special teams plays. Again, we had a big kickoff return last week. Trevon West took one back for Wren to give the, that was actually the tying touchdown as BHP comes out in that heavy set. 2 wide receivers in the shotgun. Handoff right at the middle. That is Henderson bounces to the outside and run out of bounds across the 45 to about the 47. That's a first down for the Bears.
He was bouncing off players there.
Good run from BHP.
The running back had very good vision there. There wasn't very much there down the middle, but he just saw a giant gap on the outside, and he just took it and showed a little bit of his speed there.
Again in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers. Option keeper here, Pendleton. Makes a couple man miss. Pendleton's still going. And winds up with a pretty nice hit across midfield into Daniel territory. We'll call it about the 48 is where he'll get it out to. First or second down coming up for BHP from that spot. Right on the bear paw.
I really like that run in there because he was just saying, I'm just going to keep on moving my feet no matter what. I'm going to lower my shoulder and make a play.
.48-yard line, second down and 6 coming up for BHP in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers, looks like they're in that Wildcat. Handoff around the edge, end around, and whistles blow. See the flag here. Might have illegal.
I think offside.
Yeah, false start against the Bears. They'll back it up 5.
Once again, BHP just getting behind. They'll getting behind on 2nd down.
Yeah, now it's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 from the back into BHP territory to the 46. So they'll wipe out the good run by Pendleton. They hand it off right up the middle, and nothing's there. Daniel just too strong for that. That was number 90.
Once again, just BHP penalties are just really hurting them right now because they've been able to run the ball a little bit, but then they'll just get behind the sticks, and it's just hard to get a drive going.
Yeah, and BHP's not the team to be. They can't throw. I'm not going to say they can't, but they don't like to throw the ball. They're not a heavy pass team, so it's not necessarily all that good for them to be so far behind the sticks. As on 3rd down, the Bears will come out, 2 wide receivers in the gun. Pendleton's going to look to throw here. Under pressure immediately, and he's got nowhere to go. That is number 8 again getting in there. Jaheem Lawson on the sack.
I know one thing. These receivers really need to try to get off these presses because pretty much everyone there they couldn't get off the line of scrimmage due to the defensive backs just saying, hey, I'm going to just push you around.
Yeah, so, I mean, really, Pendleton, as soon as he took the snap, he was immediately pressured. Like, there's nothing for him to do. He didn't even have time to throw the ball away. As soon as he took the snap, he's down. He's done.
Yeah. and the receivers didn't help any.
Strickland will punt, and it's going to be fair caught by Clay Swinney. Apologize. About the
Swinney there.
About the 33. For those who don't know, Clay Swinney is actually Coach Dabo Swinney for Clemson's youngest son. So I'm sure, as you know, as many of you probably know, Will Swinney currently plays football at Clemson. And of course, with Daniel being the high school that serves Clemson, we've seen quite a few future Tigers play for him. We had Shaq Lawson, DeAndre Hopkins played for Daniel. Of course, DeAndre Hopkins is arguably the best, or one of, if not the best receiver in the NFL right now.
He is the best receiver in the league right now.
As Pierman on 1st down has 4 wide receivers, so he'll get one out. That is complete and a nice play across the 45. That is the run. It looked like that was number 7, Chris Edge, on the reception across the get him all the way down to about the 45-yard line. 1st down, Daniel.
BHP really needs to try to get a stop here and try to keep this game in control. Not in control, but in shooting distance.
This pass is complete, short completion, and that's going to be to about the 48, 47-yard line.
Whole multitude of BHP defenders there making that tackle.
Daniel, very fast with the football here. 2nd and 7 from the 48. Pierman going to take the snap. Another screen that's complete. And he'll get a 1st down and then some, run out of bounds into Anthony Brentley on the stop for BHP, as that will get the ball into further into Bear territory.
7 minutes left in the 2nd quarter.
Refs, I think they're trying to discuss the spot. Do not see what's going on. You might have a flag on that sideline, as the sticks have not moved yet. Yeah, we do have a flag. And it's going to be a personal foul against BHP. So that's going to move Daniel way down.
Another mistake by BHP. These penalties are really killing the Bears here.
Yeah, definitely there, as Daniel will come out, trips to the left here. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. Inside the 30 here. Looks like they'll mark him at the 27. As we're ready to go now. Pierman takes the snap. Will hand it, or play action, looking to throw. Fires one complete. That's a quick throw. And dragged down right there. That was
I think Daniel ran a little bit of RPO there.
That was number 82 on the catch for Daniel. Gavin Batt.
You don't see that very much in high school running the RPO.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line for the Lions.
If you don't know what RPO is, it means run pass option.
3 wide receivers in the shotgun for Pierman. BHP showing pressure. And they will bring pressure. Daniel does a good job picking it up. Pierman scrambling, though. Firing one to the end zone. Incomplete. Too low for his intended target. That was, it looks like maybe number 2.
That was just out of reach.
Munson Kelly was the intended receiver. Yeah, just a little bit too low. Accurate ball, and that's a touchdown. Kelly using his speed. We've seen it a few times early on in the game.
Yeah, BHP's doing a pretty good job of getting back there and kind of showing a little bit of pressure, but Daniel's quarterback just has a very good pocket awareness.
Handoff here around the edge on 2nd down and run out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. That was edge on the carry. So it's going to be about 3rd down and 10 from the 13 for Daniel. Clock ticking now within about 6 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first half. Daniel leading 14-0. But they do have the ball in the red zone, but it is a 3rd and 10 situation for the Lions. Daniel comes out straight to the left here. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. Pierman takes the snap. He's going to look to throw here. Pressure immediately. Screen. That's complete out to Edge. Edge has got space, and he's got down close to a 1st down. Not quite a touchdown, however.
That was just about perfect blocking get on the screen there.
Jordan Johnson makes a stop for BHP, but that will move the chains. It's 1st down and goal for Wren at the 2. 3 wide receivers in the shotgun for Pierman. Looks like he's going to try to audible here. Play clock ticking down within 10 seconds. Game clock now down within 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. Handoff right in the middle. That is Edge, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. Chris Edge on the carry takes it in from 2 yards out, and Daniel pulls out and extends their lead. It's 20-0 with 5:21 left in the first half, pending the PAT.
Daniel's really showing off how good of a team they really are.
Yeah, the defense is really what stands out to me so far. Offense has been very good too, especially the line of the blocking up front.
But one thing that's definitely not helping BHP is the penalties.
Yeah.
Because a bunch of penalties have been killing drives and helping Daniel's offense really.
Shane Forrester on to attempt the PAT. Daniel's not a team you want to be. You
Making
can beat,
mistakes.
Yeah,
on.
you can't make mistakes if you want to beat Daniel, especially not mistakes of discipline as Forrester's PAT's up and good. 5:21 left in the first half. Your score, Daniel 21, BHP nothing. Lions looking like the best team in 3A.
If you're just tuning in, we do apologize for no video.
Yeah, couldn't. Tried to get a camera person out here tonight. Nobody really seemed to be willing to do it. So we will be audio only. As back deep to return for BHP, we'll have number 18, Marquis Henderson, and number 4, Eli Strickland. I'm going to give you some score updates very quickly. Palmetto leading Carolina 21-0 in the second. Southside and Powdersville score still reporting 15-0. Westside leading Pickens 40-0. That one says it's still in the first quarter.
I don't know how accurate that is.
Yeah.
But if that is, that's insane.
Let's see, get some other scores here. 7-0 Abbeville over Christchurch currently. Union County and Emerald, that one's a close one. Union County leading 28-20. Crescent leads Liberty 20-0. As it looks like we're just about ready to kick deep now for the Lions. And it's a squib kick that's going to be fielded off a bounce by number 13 for BHP. And it's going to be brought down about across the 35. That was Jemiah Glenn on the take that, Andrew Dickerson, who fielded the short kick. So it's going to be 1st and 10 BHP. They'll set up at their own 37-yard line. First and 10, BHP. Pendleton comes out in the shotgun. They'll have 3 wide receivers, trips to the left here.
BHP definitely needs to get a little bit of momentum here on this drive because it's definitely feeling like Daniel has all the momentum in the world.
Handoff right up the middle and just not a lot there. He is able to get it down to about the 40. That was number 11, Darius Burns in the carry. So gain of 3, second down and 7 coming up for BHP from their own 40. We really have only seen about 2 really good runs. One was by Pendleton, the quarterback, on a keeper, and one was by Marquis Henderson. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen Henderson a little bit more in the game at running back.
Yeah, once again, if I was BHP, I would definitely trying to get the ball out, maybe more to the outside, and not just run it straight up the middle.
Yeah, they handed out Burns here. They will try to bounce it to the outside, and he's able to get a few on the play down to about the 44. So he'll gain 4 on the play. And it's going to break up a third down and relatively manageable here. 3rd and 2 from the 44. Check that 3rd and 3. If I was BHP, I might look to pull a little bit of trickery on Daniel and try to throw a pass here.
I might try to just dump it down in the flats.
They will hand it off, though, however, and I think that's going to get it the first down. So good run there by number 8. That's Jaheem Lawson, the power back, who's able to get the first down for BHP.
You see, if BHP really tries to keep they don't really make mistakes on first and second down. That's how their offense really works. Is they're just going to run the ball about 3 times and just get 2, 3, 4 yards and get a first down and just keep driving down the field. But that's hard to do if you make any mistakes.
So on first down, they'll hand it off again. Robs right in the middle. And he'll get it into Daniel territory. Down to about the 48-yard line. So it's going to bring about a second down. Nice gain of about 4, 2nd and 6 coming up from the Daniel 48-yard line.
It's about 3 minutes left in the game, and if BHP scores here, they also get the ball back, so they'll be right back in this ball game. So
Our keeper here, and that's Pendleton. He's got nowhere to go. Swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage, it looked like. Looks like they'll give him the line of scrimmage. But it is going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for BHP.
it is 3rd and
3rd and 6 from the 48. Empty backfield, 4 wide receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right for Pendleton. Takes a snap. It's going to look to throw here. Quick throw. Paris is caught. Eli Strickland. Strickland's got space. 20, 15, 10, 5. Stumbling down at the 5. But that's a big gain and the first down for the Bears.
just tripped up. He was literally 1 step away from the end zone.
So BHP showing some promise on offense. They have it 1st and goal from the 6. Strickland, that was a good throw and a good play call. A little bit of a quick slant, and Strickland's able
2
to the
minutes
6.
left.
1st and goal from the 6. 3 wide receivers in the shotgun. Empty backfield.
That's all BHP has to do. Really, that's all they really need to get is a few little passing plays to really make the defense be like, all I can still pass the ball, and not just send everybody to stop the run.
As BHP jumped a little early, it's a false start. Back the Bears up 5. It's going to be 1st and goal now from the 11. Another mistake by BHP. They really can't be affording to get behind the sticks here too much. 3 wide receivers again in the shotgun. Keeper here, Pendleton right up the middle. And nothing's there. If I'm BHP, I really would try on these end arounds. I'd try to actually give them a little bit more, because it looked like if they would have given to Henderson, he would have had some space to run. But instead, Pendleton keeps it, and he's only able to get about a yard or so.
Yeah, I think BHP needs to really try to keep Daniel's defense honest here, and just kind of dump it out to some of the receivers out there, just to keep them honest and not just send everyone in the box.
Yeah. Pendleton's going to look to throw here. He's under pressure immediately and makes a man miss. Firing one that's tipped and almost caught, but incomplete. Flag. I think there's a flag in the end zone. Yes, there is. You have a Daniel player without his helmet. Might have pass interference in the end zone. Number 13 was the intended target. That was Andrew Dickerson.
Looks like he got there just a little bit early, but that was a very good defensive play, though. Even though he got there a little early.
So they will call pass interference. That will make it first to goal from the 5 now, half the distance to the goal. So pass interference in the end zone. So it's going to be first and goal.
47 seconds left in the half. BHP only has one timeout left.
Pendleton will keep here. He's got space and stacked up.
Just short.
Close to about the, looks like about the 2. Clock's ticking now 36 seconds, 35 seconds. I think the coaches are trying to point to the clock here. 30 seconds now. BHP does have one timeout left.
BHP's taking their time to get set here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're doing.
Timeout will be taken by Coach Blackston.
Not sure.
I have no idea what's going on here. The stick still says second down. And the clock never stopped, but the ref was not letting BHP snap the football.
Somebody stopped the play, didn't stop the clock. So it had to be BHP calling timeout. But they might put some more time on it. We're going to add 25 seconds.
It looks like Daniel got a
we'll have a sideline warning. But for one, BHP should
call that timeout right away if they're going to call one.
25 seconds.
25 seconds.
Looks like they're changing.
Yeah, they'll give them 25 seconds.
There's definitely some confusion there.
So 25 seconds on the clock. BHP will take a timeout. The last timeout of the half. I mean, I would think if Daniel got a sideline warning on a penalty, they would stop the clock for that.
Mm-hmm.
You would also think a pass interference in the end zone would give them a first down, but they never changed to a first down.
I believe they did run a play though after the.
Yeah, they got a pass interference, and after that they ran one play. But currently, the sticks show third down, so it's third and goal for BHP. And I think Coach Blackston's out there asking about that.
Not exactly sure what the high school rule is on that, but
We've seen that a few times because, I mean, I've been confused because I thought a pass interference was automatically a first down. But at the same time, I've seen that called a few times now in high school where it's not a first down. So it really, I guess, just depends on the league. As it's going to be third and goal from the 4. 2 wide receivers in the gun for Pendleton. Motion's out. Pendleton's going to look to throw here. Looking, rolling. He's got room. Pendleton dives into the end zone. Is he in? No, they'll mark him short about a yard. BHP's got to get to the football. They can't spike it. It's fourth down. BHP's got to get something going. The clock's ticking. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. They'll keep it. Pendleton on the keeper. And no, he's short, and the half expires. So that is halftime. Daniels has a goal line stand at half. BHP, I don't think, was ready for that. So quite frankly, some really poor clock management at the end of the half for BHP.
BHP does get the ball back at half, though, so.
Yeah, so Bears will get the ball back at half. We'll be right back with the halftime report. Your score at halftime, Daniel 21, BHP nothing.
Oh.
All right, we are back with our halftime report. We just saw a very interesting halftime show.
Okay, thank you, though.
We just saw a very interesting halftime show for the BHP marching band. Very entertaining as well. Very quickly, before we get into some stats and the recap of the first half, we want to first give you some scores, starting out with the...
Thank you.
Starting out with our region championship game in Powdersville. Powdersville taking on Southside. It's the Patriots leading that game 22-6 at halftime. Very quickly, let me pull up some other scores for you guys. So we're about probably about 5 minutes or so until the
Yeah, this game has definitely been. Thank you.
I'm good. I'm good. Yes, sir. I'm good. Thank you, then. For sure. This
game's definitely been a little bit, I'd say, farther out than we expected. We thought Daniel was definitely going to be.
Yeah, Daniel's the better team here. If you look at the stats, going by stats don't tell the full story always, but Daniel looks like the better team. And you obviously, if you're undefeated and the defending state champion, you're usually pretty good. But BHP has looked really, really good these past few weeks, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So it's really quite surprising to see them get dominated like they have at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, if you look at it, Daniel almost has double the amount of total yards. Because BHP has 119 and Daniel has 216 yards, and they ran less plays.
Yeah, BHP has possessed the ball for much of the first half. That's due to the fact that they've had that strong running game. Their leading rusher currently, AJ Pendleton, 12 carries, 29 yards. So yeah, it's a very interesting first half. BHP has 5 first downs to Daniel's 8. Bears have ran the ball 25 times for just 77 yards. It's an average of just 3 yards a carry, and that's not averaging a first down. And BHP's only completed one pass, and that one pass was a 42-yard completion.
Yeah, I mean, if you really look at the third down conversion here, considering that Daniel's converted 60% of their third downs, and compared to BHP's only 37%, and I feel like Daniel has done a really good job of trying to force BHP to pass the ball. And if you force BHP to pass the ball, that's when they kind of struggle a little bit more, because they definitely want to get to that run game first and then kind of come back, or get to that run game and then come back to the pass game as more of like a secondary option.
Yeah, BHP needs to run the ball primarily. They're a run-first team, and they need to be able to run the ball. So averaging 3 yards a carry, especially since they've only completed one pass, they're really struggling, especially getting the line of scrimmage. We've seen Daniel, I mean, oh my goodness, Jaheem Lawson, number 8 on the defensive line, he's just been a monster in this first half.
Absolutely dominating BHP's offensive linemen.
Yeah, just amazing. You know, we've talked about him a little bit in the pregame show about how good his numbers were. But yeah, he has been really, really good. Of course, we've mentioned all night he's the younger brother of NFL player Shaq Lawson. So yeah, really interesting first half. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of a closer second half. Again, it's not out of reach by any means. Daniel only leading 3 scores. BHP gets the ball to start the second half. But BHP has not been able to do anything really offensively outside of that one or two drives.
It's definitely felt like Daniel's momentum it's just been on. Everything's been going Daniel's way.
Yeah, especially the end of the half where BHP they had the ball 4th and goal at the 1 yard line, but the Bears could not get in. They were running low on time, and they just kind of had to get a play off real fast, and it was not play wasn't all that well executed. Pendleton was tackled in the backfield, and BHP wound up having the ball at their own 1 yard line and not getting points from that, and that's definitely somewhere where you want to capitalize, because they were able to score there. Then you're looking at a 21-7 game with BHP getting the ball back, and if they could score again, then you make it a one.
Right back
they're in the game, and the momentum would be all on BHP's side. But with Daniel getting that huge stop, Daniel still has all the momentum. Of course, halftime, momentum can change. But like we said, it's 21-0. We're about a minute and a half until as both teams are out on the field getting loose for the start of the second half. Should be pretty interesting to watch. See what BHP wants to do here. So it looks like we're having a little bit of light rain beginning to fall.
About to get interesting out there.
They'll definitely go in BHP's favor because it'll kind of force the Daniel's offense to maybe try to run the ball a little bit more, even though.
Yeah, Daniel has not really had the best run game so far. They've only carried it 8 times for 40 yards. That is an average of about 5 yards a carry, which is still pretty good. But usually you don't see teams. There are very few teams, at least, that throw the ball as much as Daniel does offensively. Hillcrest was one of those teams. We saw they were borderline an air raid style offense. They would just go out there and throw it every play, pretty much. Daniel's been very much like that. A lot of quick passes and a lot of screens.
They haven't really needed to run the ball that much this game.
No,
so far,
they've been able to do everything they need to do passing the ball. So real quickly before we get on to the second half, we want to give some score updates. Palmetto leads Carolina 29-0 at halftime. Powdersville over Southside 22-6 at halftime.
That's for the region.
Yeah, that is their region championship. Some of these scores might not be quite up to date, so take some of them with a grain of salt. Rand leads Pendleton 21-0. Westside leads Pickens 48-0. That one's still showing the first quarter, but I highly doubt that it's still in the first quarter.
Sometimes the scores are put in by people, and sometimes they're not that accurate.
Yeah. Usually, what will happen is that with these apps, because really there's not really professional people at these games putting in scores, so you'll have the app, and usually the score will be accurate, pretty close to it. But you can sometimes have, like I remember the BHP Seneca game, somebody reported the score right. It's just they had the wrong team winning the game. So it looked like Seneca was beating BHP by 30 points when really it was the opposite. And we've had the same thing, and I really think that a lot of these have been, the quarters just haven't been updated. But really quickly, some other scores. Lawrence over Greer 28-7. Union County over Emerald 28-20 at halftime. That one's been a really good game. Crescent leads Liberty 27-0. Abbeville over Christchurch 14-7. Hillcrest beating Belton-Honea 24-7 at halftime. That one's for their region championship. And Easley and Travers Rest still showing 6-3. All right, well, looks like we're just about ready to start the second half. On to kick deep for Daniel, we'll have number 88. That is Shane Forrester. Back deep for the Bears of number 4 and number 18, Marquis Henderson and Eli Strickland. Here's the kick. It's a high pooch kick that's going to be caught around the 29-yard line, 29-yard line. That is number 10 for the Bears, Brock Turner. And BHP will set up 1st and 10 from that spot. Looks like they're going to give it to him about the 29. So A.J. Pendleton leads the team out on the field. BHP had a really nice drive last time. Just came up a yard short of the end zone as the half expired. BHP was really set up by a big passing play, so it would not be the least bit surprised to see BHP try to
passing the ball a little bit more.
With a little bit more of a quick throwing. They are in 2 wide receivers in the shotgun. Pendleton will hand it off right at the middle. That is number 18, Marquis Henderson. And he's stacked up around the 30. Given to about the 31. Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 coming up for BHP.
It just feels like Daniel's linebackers are just coming up and filling those gaps so well. And it's just not giving any room to run the ball up the middle.
2nd down and 8 from the 31 for BHP. 2 wide receivers in the shotgun. Again, sticking with the heavy formation.
Daniel has 9 players in the box.
Pendleton will keep it here and brought down around the 36. So a nice gain there of about 5 or so. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and short. 3rd and 4 from the 36-yard line. 3rd and 6. 3rd and 4 from the 36.
Hey, Mr. Stevens, can you make an announcement that there's a phone at the concession stand for one of the kids in the band? Thank you.
3 wide trips and whistles will blow.
Excuse me. This is a big third down conversion. If they, this is a big third down play here because BHP really needs to get some points up on the board on this drive. They want to stay in this game.
3rd and 4 from the 36. Pendleton takes a snap. He's going to look to keep here. Bounce it to the outside. He's got a first down and then some down the sideline, making a man miss. And a Daniel territory. Still going. Pendleton never stepped out. He's heading for the end zone. Touchdown. BHP, AJ Pendleton to the house. That is 64 yards for the Bears.
He was bouncing off players, juking players.
Pendleton looked like he stepped out on that far sideline as we have a Daniel player down. That is number 11, Logan Lasher, who's injured on the play, sitting down at about the Daniel 10. But BHP is able to stay in bounds and get into the end zone. And with 10:15 left in the third quarter, your score, Daniel 21, BHP 6, pinning the extra point. Great run there from AJ Pendleton. Finally able to bust one for BHP.
I don't know if that was just poor tackling or them just thinking he stepped out of bounds, but it looked like Daniel's defense just kind of gave up on it, and then
yeah, you just kind of saw everybody stop, and then all of a sudden Pendleton's just flying down that sideline with nobody even close to him. As on the attempt to PAT, we'll have number 84, Peter Bertoni. And that kick is going to be up, and looks like it's good. So with 10:14 left in the third quarter, you're 21, BHP 7.
I mean, that's definitely one way to get back into this game.
Yeah, now BHP has a little bit of momentum on their side on a 64-yard touchdown run from AJ Pendleton.
No, they're only down by 2 scores. You should catch us tomorrow, Boo.
Yeah, tomorrow night we'll be at Boo in the Park in Williamston. You can catch the My Pulse Radio crew there. Should be a fun time there for to get some candy. We'll be there from 5 to 8 p.m. Some score. I want to give you a quick score update for the World Series. Houston and Atlanta currently tied 0-0 at the end of the second inning. As coming on to kick deep for BHP, we'll have number 84, Peter Bertoni, back deep to return for the Lions. Looks like that's number 2 and number 4. That would be Winston Kelly. Check that as number 5. That is Jalen Brown Wallace. High kick is going to be fielded at about the 25 by Munson. Munson reverses field. He's got space. He's going to be dragged down at about the 46, 47-yard line.
Looks like there was a penalty on that play. Looks like there's a little bit of extra curricular. As the flag is down at the BHP 40-yard line. We'll see what the call here is. It should be a very interesting one. Refs pointing every direction. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Lions. So another big mistake for Daniel. Now back to way up. Looks like there's some extracurricular going on in the stands for BHP.
Yeah, way back to about the 32.
Don't know what's happening here on the BHP.
Yeah, we have an officer.
An argument.
Kind of an interesting situation down there at the stands. As it's 1st and 10 from the 32. Looks like they got the school resource officer out there.
Ooh,
A couple of sheriffs out there now. Somebody might be taking this game a little bit too seriously down there. 1st and 10 from the 32 for Daniel. Looking to throw here. Taking a deep shot right away. That pass is caught. And out of bounds.
That was a beautiful.
Incomplete. They're going to call him incomplete. It looked like he might have bobbled it a little bit out of bounds.
Even though that was incomplete, that was a beautiful ball. But the defensive back did a really good job of really leaning on that receiver there and really forcing him to get outside.
Yeah, it was a beautiful pass. It's just he had nowhere to go other than the sideline. He just kind of bobbled it a little bit, and by the time he bobbled it, he was already run out of bounds. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the 31. Pierman in the shotgun, got 4 wide receivers. Looks like they're making a check here at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10.
Looking to throw here. It's a screen. That's going to be complete. And that is going to be close to, if not a first down for the Lions. That is Chris Edge on the reception.
I do want to give Daniel's receivers some credit here because they've been blocking the ball very well for these little screen plays.
It's going to be 3rd down and less than a yard for Daniel. So very, very close to the line of gain. Mark him at about the 41-yard line. 4 wide receivers in the gun. High snap, fielded cleanly, and a handoff for Edge, and he's going to get the first down out close to about the 45. So good carry for Edge. First and 10 down into the 45. Pierman going to look to throw here. Firing one near sideline. That pass is incomplete. That pass was intended for Clay Swinney. Could not hold on to the ball, and Swinney is a little slow to get up on that Daniel sideline. Good hit that time from Brock Turner.
Brock Turner there, he came down there with a lot of heat and just popped that ball out for an incompletion.
It's going to be 2nd down and 10 now from the 45.
Swinney's gotten up and he seems to be fine. A little shaken up,
Yeah,
though.
he's walking down that sideline trying to get... I think he might have just had a little bit of a stinger here.
Or got his breath knocked out.
Play clock taken down within 3 seconds. Pierman takes a snap. He fumbles. That ball's still loose. Who fell on it?
Looks like
Yeah, Daniel's able to recover it at midfield.
oof, they got
That
lucky
was
there.
a very, very strange option play that didn't really go to plan for Daniel. Pierman took the snap and just kind of pitched it out there, and it didn't look like the running back Edge was ready for the pitch.
Daniel got very lucky there because there's only one Daniel player and there's about 5 BHP defenders all around that ball, but somehow Daniel managed to recover that ball.
We'll have to see what they're going to talk about here. The BHP coaches are all pointing towards BHP's sideline. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5 coming up from the from midfield. Trips to the right here. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. Pierman takes a snap. He's going to look to throw. He's under pressure around the edge. Fires one. That is caught. That is going to be a first down. That pass is complete to number 5, Jalen Brown Wallace.
There's a little bit of busted coverage there on that play.
First down and 10. BHP down to about the 42-yard line. Or check that. First down and 10. Daniel down to about the 42-yard line.
The receiver did a really good job making that DB run off of him and come straight back to that ball.
Daniel will come.
Really well ran route.
Daniel comes out, trips to the right here in the shotgun. Pierman going to look to throw here. Fakes the screen. He's going to look to throw deep. He's got pressured around the edge. He's got 2 men back there. He's running around trying to find a guy to throw the ball to. Lofts one deep. That pass is blotted down and incomplete. Good coverage there by number 4, Eli Strickland. That pass is intended for number 5, Brown Wallace again. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 42. BHP finally showing some pressure in the backfield. That's really the first time we've seen Pierman under any sort of distress.
Well, I think BHP's done an okay job of getting pressure, but I just feel as if Pierman has a very good, pocket present and gets out and rolls out and does stuff with his feet.
This pass is complete and dragged out of bounds right at the 45. That is complete to number 7, Chris Edge.
Number 56 made a heck of a play there, getting off his offensive lineman, making a tackle for a loss. Malik Pickens.
Malik Pickens. It's going to be 3rd down and 12 coming up from the 44-yard line. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. Pierman takes a snap. He's going to look to throw here. Stepping up, firing one deep downfield, and incomplete. And the Bears look like they're going to get the football back here after stopping Daniel. It's going to be 4th and 12 from the 44-yard line. Let's see what the Lions try to do here. They might try a little bit of a... We'll have to see. As of now, the offense is out there. We might see... Maybe they, just think that they can get a first down and they like their chances, or they might just be trying a little bit of a pooch punt. We've seen that little pooch punt a few times by a few different teams, but Daniel currently lined up 4th and 12 from the 44. They're going to try to go for this, it looks like. Possibly. Takes a snap. He's going to look to throw here. Pierman going to fire one. That is caught. That is a first down. About a 14-yard completion out to number 5. Brown Wallace again. Jalen Brown Wallace. Out to the 30. 1st and 10. Lions.
Once again, Daniel just knowing what type of defense BHP's really running on them, because they're running mainly of a cover 4, and a way to beat a cover 4 are comebacks.
Toss play around the edge. That is Edge on the carry, and Edge is able to get it down to about the 25. Gain of 5 on the play. Second down and 6 coming up from about the 26-yard line, 25 and a half. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun for Pierman. Four wide receivers in the shotgun. Pierman going to look to throw here. Flag flies immediately. Pierman under pressure around the edge. Firing one deep toward the end zone, incomplete. That was intended for number 7, Chris Edge, but there is a flag down. We'll see the call here.
Once again, BHP's defenders get back in the backfield, but the quarterback just managed to scramble out of it.
Yeah, flag was thrown immediately as the ball was snapped, and it's another sideline warning against Daniel. So that should be about a 5-yard penalty, as this is their second one. Yeah, it should be a 5-yard penalty, as that's their second sideline warning.
The next one will be 15 yards. So they really need to settle down their players.
Looks like they're not going to back them up any. Yeah, 3rd down now. So they're able to get it right at this point.
Looks like the refs are discussing the time.
All right, we're ready to go now. 3rd and down and 11 from the 31. 4 wide receivers, 2 on both sides in the shotgun for Daniel. Pierman going to look to throw here. Looking, throwing deep towards the end zone. Incomplete, just out of reach. That was intended.
It was a pretty well placed ball. It just looks like the receiver couldn't quite get his hands on it.
It was intended. It looked like. See, it was at number 1. That would be Swinney. Clay Swinney on the intended receiver. It's going to be 4th down and 11. So we'll see. Daniel's going to try to go here again. They were able to convert the last time. BHP's got to be more aware this time of that stick route that they ran the last time. And the entire offensive line starts before the ball was snapped. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Daniel.
Everyone but the center moved on that one.
Yeah, literally every player on the offense, even the quarterback, had started before the ball was snapped. About 4th down and 15 and a half. Call it 4th and 16. Daniel's still going to go here. BHP looks like they're playing very soft, trying to keep everything in front of them. Pierman going to look to throw here, stepping up. Looking, rolling, firing one deep to the end zone. That pass is incomplete.
off of the
off
hands
the
of receiver.
hands of the intended target.
That just might have been the break that BHP really needed to get to stay in this game.
Yeah, Bears fired up as they stopped Daniel finally. Converted one fourth down, unable to convert that one. That pass was in the hands of the receiver, just couldn't hold it. And BHP will get the football 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. Currently trailing 21-7 to Daniels with roughly 6 minutes left in the ball game. Or 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Sorry. 3 wide receivers in the shotgun for Pendleton. Takes a snap, play action. He's going to look to throw here. He's going to take a deep shot, looking for Billups. He just about got it. Billups was open. Just could not grab the pass, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up. BHP finally tried to throw the play action at Daniel, and the Lions were not ready for it. Just
didn't quite catch the ball.
Billups, I don't know if Billups was ready for it either. Second and 10 for the 36. Handoff right up the middle. And that's a nice carry there. That looks like that's number 11, Darius Burns. So it's going to be about 3rd down and 3rd and 5 for the 41. Henderson checks into the game at running back for Burns. Also checking into the game was number 3, Brant Holtzclaw for the Bears. BHP comes out, trips to the right here in the shotgun. Keeper here, Pendleton. That is not going anywhere. Pendleton swallowed up behind the line.
That was just about the whole defensive line back there. Don't know if there was a little bit of miscommunication between the play and the offensive line, because it looked like they were maybe going for like a screen pass or something on that.
That's going to mark them down at the 38. So that's going to be a loss of about 3. It's going to be 4th down.
That was a big stop by Daniel's defense there.
And 4th down and roughly 8 coming up, and BHP's going to have to punt here. Strickland will punt. Good snap. High kick. Fair catch is called for and made by Swinney. And it looks like he's calling for saying that BHP was getting a little bit too close to him there. That was number 10 for the Bears, Brock Turner, getting up and up close and personal to Swinney a little bit. So with 4:33 left in the third quarter, your score, Daniel 21, BHP 7. The Lions had the ball 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Daniel was able to move the ball pretty well the last drive, but just came up a little bit short.
A little bit of update for the World Series. It's 0-0 at the bottom of the 3rd.
Pierman takes a snap, fires when that pass is complete near sideline. That's a 1st down. Like number 16 for the Lions on the reception. Or number 15, Eli Merck. So that'll be a 1st down to about the 49. Chains, or
A little bit of a score.
2nd down. Sorry.
A little bit of a score
No,
update.
now they're moving the chains.
Score update. Wren 35, Pendleton nothing. Looks like Daniels checked in. BHP's checked into a deep safety look here.
1st and 10 from the 49 for the Lions. 3 wide receivers trips to the left here. 4 wide receivers, check that. Firing one, that pass is complete to number 2. And trying to reverse field, make a man miss. He's dragged down. And about the 49, that pass was complete to Munson Kelly. Brian Stroman on the stop for BHP. And it's going to be 2nd down and 8 coming up from the 49 for the Bears. Or for the Lions, check that.
In the third quarter, Palmetto is leading Carolina 36-0.
4 wide receivers to the left, to the right for Pyramid. If that pass is complete on 2nd down at the number 5, and that's going to be a first down across the 40 to about the 38. That was Jalen Brown Wallace on the reception for Daniel, and it's a first down for the Lions.
It definitely just feels like Daniel's just executing so much better than BHP's offense is.
First and 10 from the 38 for the Lions. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. Check to trips to the right here. Still 4 wide receivers. Pierman's pass is complete. And yeah, good play there. That was number 2, Munson Kelly on the reception for Daniel. He actually did a pretty nice job there to actually get some yards. Trevon DeVoe was first man there for BHP to tackle him. It's going to be about a gain of 5 or so. Second down and 6 coming up for the 35. Option pitch here around the edge. This is edge. And he's swallowed up. Nice play and penetration from BHP. First 2 there was number 10 and number 43. That would be Brock Turner and Anthony Bradley. First 2 there.
BHP just had their defense just played that very well with the corner getting there to force the guys inside and the safety just being right there in the alley and just making the tackle. Just about how you have that drawn up to stop that play.
Third down and 4 from the 33 for the Lions. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. Pierman going to look to throw here. BHP bringing pressure. He's got to get rid of the ball. He's got it. Foul ball comes out. BHP looks like they have it. 54 and 43 down there fighting for it. It looks like it's going to be 54. No matter what, that's a huge loss for Daniel. Way back.
Once again, Daniel's just getting really lucky on these fumbles.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen BHP actually get back there and get Pierman. Big sack. And Daniel's going to be forced to punt here on 4th down and very long. So on the punt for the Lions, we'll have number 4.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is the first time Daniel's punted the whole game.
And it looks like Daniel's going to take a timeout. They have it 4th down and 24 from their the BHP 47.
It almost feels like maybe Daniel's like more of one of those analytical teams that go off the analytics and think sometimes it's better to just go for it on fourth and forever instead of punting it.
Yeah, I mean, if they go for 4th down and 24, though, they're really asking for it. Because, I mean, you're going to need... I mean, don't get me wrong, Daniel is a team that can very easily get 24 yards, but not really when all BHP has to do is put 9 guys back at the sticks and not let anything get behind them. As punting now is Brody Kahn and Eli Strickland will be back neat to return for BHP. Good high punt. Fair catch is called for. You should have let that one go. That's going to be caught at the 1-yard line. That is not a smart play at all from Eli Strickland. You should have let that one bounce into the end zone. Got it at the 20. So BHP just lost 19 yards of field position. They'll have to start 1st and 10 from their own 1. A great punt, though, from Brody Kahn. And just not great field awareness from Strickland there.
That was a really good punt. That ball was in the air for about 4 seconds and it just came right down at that 1-yard line, right to BHP's player. But you probably should have just let bounce to the end zone. Yeah, that one was very easy. So BHP's got to be careful here. 1st and 10 from their own 1. Very careful. So if I was Daniel, I'd be sending just about everybody to go get that running back, because I'll have to guess that BHP's going to run the ball here. Play action. Pendleton's going to look to throw here. Looking. He's going to fire a deep shot. Looking for Billups. Incomplete, but a flag. Yeah, looks like there was a little bit of hold for Munson Kelly. I'm not sure why he held there because he was in great position.
So, depending on whether it's holding or pass interference, then we'll call pass interference on the defense. So that'll give BHP 15 and a first down. So 1st and 10 Bears now at the 16 is where they'll mark them.
44 seconds left in the quarter. All BHP has to do is score here and get a defensive stop, score again, and then they're all tied up.
Sweet play Henderson, Marquis Henderson, and that's a good hit there by number 33 for the Lions. That was Griffin Batt, the first man to stop him. Maybe a yard. About 2 is where they'll give it. So a couple yards on the play. 2nd down.
It's definitely felt
About
like
8.
ever since about the second drive, it felt like Daniels just really just putting about everybody they can in the box and just absolutely making them have to pass the ball if they want to move the ball any on offense.
And that play is going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Your score at the end of 3, Daniel 21, BHP 7. We've seen a pretty good defensive battle so far in this one.
Just a few big mistakes by BHP there in the first half to make the score really look as it is, even though I definitely feel like Daniel's outplaying BHP.
Yeah, BHP's had some great defensive stops. Really, the defenses for both teams are stepping up. It's just mainly BHP has not really been, outside of maybe about 2 or 3 big runs. BHP really hasn't been able to run the ball, and that's what is so hard for the Bears, is that they're unable to run the ball, and they're a run-first team. And if you're a run-first team that's having trouble running the football, you're going to struggle offensively, and BHP has so far. I do want to give you a score update from the World Series. The Braves have got on the board first, and they currently lead 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Atlanta does also have runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. So, hopefully for the Braves, get a couple more there. So 2nd and 10 now from the 17. 2nd and 9, check that, from the 17.
See if BHP can get a little bit of offense going here.
Pendleton takes a snap, handed off right up the middle. That is, it looks like that was Henderson on the carry. And that's not going to do it. I checked that. That looks like Jaheem Robs. No, that was Henderson who got the carry.
I mean, I really feel like BHP's offensive line is making people move at the line of scrimmage, but the linebackers and safeties are just doing such a good job of just not letting the running back really have any gaps or holes to go through.
Third and 6 coming up from the 20 for BHP. Pendleton takes the snap, play action, looking to throw under pressure immediately. Steps up, makes a man miss, and he's going to be dragged down. That was number 95, Nasir Gear, on the tackle. He'll lose about a yard, and it's going to be 4th down and 7 from the 19. BHP's going to have to punt again. So, Bears just can't control the line of scrimmage. Daniel, I mean, the numbers showed this, too, about how dominant Daniel was up front. And we've seen it firsthand here. They've just been all in this backfield all night. Not really giving BHP much room to do anything, as a good kick here. Fair catch called for and taken by number 2, Munson Kelly. So BHP forced to punt again. Daniel will start 1st and 10 from right at midfield.
Looks like there's a BHP player down, I believe number 10, holding his knee. That's never a good sign.
Yeah, that is Brock Turner. Mark him at the 49. That's where Daniel will start 1st and 10. Braves currently have the bases loaded and 1 out now, leading 1-0 in the 3rd. Sure, Atlanta's rocking tonight in the World Series. Tickets for that game was actually going. I think the cheapest ones are starting at about $1,000 piece. That's for standing room tickets. As Daniel comes back out onto the field, 1st and 10 from their own 49.
Charging you an arm and a leg to get to that game.
It's a once in a lifetime experience, but it really is because it's the only thing in your life you'll be able to afford. As coming out onto the field, we'll have trips to the right here. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun.
BHP's really, I feel like BHP's defense is really trying to make sure that they're not giving up that really big play.
Keeper here right at the middle, that is Pierman. And Pierman's able to get it down to about the 41. Malik Pickens on the stop for BHP. And it's going to be 2nd down and 1 coming out from the 41-yard line. Pierman looking to throw here, fires one. Is that caught? It is a catch. That was a great catch there. The pass was thrown behind the receiver. That is number 15 on the reception, Eli Merck. There is a flag down. An eligible man downfield on Daniel. So that'll back him up 5, and we'll redo that play. So that negates a great catch there. That that pass was way behind him.
He definitely has a very long catch radius, that's for sure.
4 wide receivers for Daniel, to the left, to the right in the shotgun. Clock ticking down with 2 minutes left to go in the ball game. Daniel leading 21-7. Flags fly. Illegal, check that, false start against Daniel. So they'll back him up 5 more. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 12 for Daniel at the BHP 49.
No, Daniel's making a lot of mistakes here in the second half.
BHP coach is trying to get a play call in here. You can see them waving their arms. Pierman looking to throw here, looking deep. Fires one. That is a wide open target. And that pass is caught and walking into the end zone for a touchdown for the Lions. That is number 5 again. Jalen Brown Wallace, and Daniel leading 27-7 with 9:31 left in the fourth quarter, pending the extra point. They left him wide open.
That there was just a busted coverage. There's just no man there. It just looked like the safety just didn't know what his assignment was, with no one covering the middle of the field.
On to attempt the PAT will have number 88. Let's see, it's either 88 or 86. That kick is up and good, but no, that is 88 Forrester making the PAT, and with 9:31 left in the fourth quarter, your score, Daniel 28, BHP 7.
Once again, we do apologize for not having any video.
Maybe on the senior side. Yeah. Well, it's for the senior class, probably not the football league. Like all the seniors on the student side.
Check some, get you some scores real quick as we're waiting for the kick. Not really getting a lot of score updates out of this. We do have Westside leading Pickens 48-7. Union County all over Emerald 41-20 in the fourth. So Union County starting to pull away there. Lawrence over Greer 35-7. Crescent leads Liberty 34-0. Broome and Chapman tied at 34. That one's in the third as we're ready to kick now. Hillcrest leads Hannah 37-14. Yellow Jackets in serious trouble losing their first game of the season to a very strong Hillcrest team. This is an onside kick, and it's touched by BHP, but it does go out of bounds. Flag, so
that Hillcrest game there's for the region championship, I believe. So.
Yeah, it is the region title at Hillcrest. We saw them once early on this season, and they looked very, very good.
They're definitely one of the better. They're 4A, right?
Yeah, it's a 5A game.
5A.
So that's one of the better 5A teams. Of course, Hannah, arguably the second best 5A team. Hillcrest, though, all over them in this one. Dorman leads Spartanburg 24-7. Easily over Travelers Rest 20-3. BHP will take over 1st and 10 from their own 46 after the kick goes out of bounds. Kind of interesting for Daniel to be trying an onside kick leading by 3 scores in the 4th quarter. Either trying to catch BHP off guard or just trying to rub some dirt in it. As keeping up the middle is number 7 Pendleton and not able to go anywhere. Once again, Daniel just the penetration at the line of scrimmage has just been unbelievable for the Lions.
BHP really was just kind of check out of this heavy set because, I mean, Daniel's just sending everybody to go get the running back.
Yeah, we saw Wren last week have a lot of trouble stopping the run. Daniels had no trouble stopping the run outside of a few big plays. BHP has had no room to do anything really as Daniel shows pressure again. They'll hand it off again right up the middle, and again nothing there.
Yeah,
Darius Burns.
BHP's not really trying to keep Daniel's offense honest. They're really just running the ball instead of just because you got to have some sort of passing game to have a running game, and it's the same way. If you want a little bit of passing game, you need a little bit of running game. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep it kind of not balanced, but keep them honest and be like they can still pass the ball.
3rd down and 9 coming up from the 45 now for the Bears. 3 wide receivers in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Pendleton looking to throw here. Stepping up, firing one. That pass is too high and almost picked. Nevada Billups was the intended receiver. Kind of a strange play. It looked like it was tipped. And kind of off of Billups' helmet, sort of. And it's going to be 4th and 9 for the 45. It looks like BHP will try to go here. On 4th and 9. Like I said, 4th and 9. About 8 minutes left in the ball game. BHP trailing 28-7. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left in the shotgun.
Daniel showing a lot of pressure here.
Pendleton's going to look to throw. Daniel rushes only 4. Pendleton taking a deep shot looking for Henderson. Flag down. Not necessarily the best throw from Pendleton, but Henderson looked like he was not really able to get any separation there.
Yeah, I'll give Daniel's defense back some credit because they've been locking down the receivers all night. Even though they've only passed the ball about 5 times this game.
I wanted to see the call here. Daniel might have an argument that was an uncatchable pass. But it does look like they're going to give... Yeah, it's a hold against Daniel. So a hold...
That'll be a 1st down.
So that's going to be a 1st down for the Lions, or for the Bears. Down to the 35. Handoff right up the middle and nothing there. Henderson on the carry. So that's going to be right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. Check that 2nd and 9 coming up for the Bears from the 34-yard line. Three wide receivers in the shotgun. Keeper here, Pendleton right up the middle. And again, nothing there. And a little bit extra after the play, and a little bit more extra after the play, and a flag flies in from behind. So somebody down there just needs to learn what the whistle means. See who the call is going to be on it. Looks like it's probably going to be on the Lions.
Looks like the refs are discussing something to decide on which one it's on. Most of the time it's the 2nd guy.
Personal foul against the Lions. That'll move them 15 yards and a 1st down. So Daniel just really not really move him all the way down to the 19. First and 10 BHP. Once again, Daniel really needs to learn what stop means. BHP comes out in that heavy set, 2 wide receivers and the gun. Whistles blow and a flag down. And that's going to be a false start against BHP. Back them up 5 more. It's going to be first down and 15 now for the 24. If I'm the Bears here, I really would look to get some quick throws or something, a slant of some type.
Quick screens.
Yeah, just not running the ball at the middle. I mean, for one, the clock's not on their side here, trailing by 3 touchdowns. And for 2, it just really hasn't been working tonight.
Yeah, Daniel just knows what you're going to run.
They hand it off here again up the middle of Jaheem Robbs, and he's thrown down.
Man, they're
way
just
back.
about everybody back there.
Yeah, thrown down at about the 30. They'll give him forward progress at about the 20.
A score update. Wren is leading Pendleton 49-0 in the 4th quarter.
Flag is down. So let's see what this call is going to be. These 2 teams are very chippy down there. Currently, it's second down and about 17, or second and 18 from the 27. But there's a flag down at the 30 that was thrown way after the play was over. Somebody might have been overdoing it a little bit. And it looks like it's going to be Daniel again. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Lions. So Daniel, they're shooting themselves in the foot here.
Daniel just seems to be if Daniel didn't have so much extra curricular, can't say that word, they'd be in pretty good shape here because they've been stopping BHP's offense, but they've really been kind of beating up on themselves here on this drive.
Yeah, that's 2 15-yard penalties now. Currently second down and 4 for the Bears. BHP in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers. Play action penalty is going to look to throw here. It's going to fire one. That pass is incomplete. That's intended for Marquis Henderson. Henderson had a touchdown if he was able to get it, but Pendleton just wasn't quite accurate enough.
It looks like it hit him in the hands, but sometimes it's very hard to catch a ball when your hands aren't very warm.
Yeah,
especially in the cold.
Yeah, it's getting pretty chilly out here now. Temperature's really starting to drop. It's going to be third down and 5 now for BHP. Trips to the right here for the Bears.
6 minutes left in the game.
Pendleton's going to run it right at the middle, and Daniel's ready for it. Number 95, the leading man with penetration.
I really don't understand what BHP's offensive play calling is here because they haven't been able to run the ball up the middle, but I feel like that's the only thing they've been doing lately.
Nasir Gear getting the penetration into the backfield. It's going to be fourth down. Clock still rolling. 5.5 minutes coming up rapidly for BHP, and again they're losing 3 scores here. It's going to be fourth down and 4. And now it looks like BHP's going to have to call a timeout. So with 5:29 left here in the ballgame, your score, Daniel 28, BHP 7 as the Bears take a timeout. We will give you a couple more score updates. Trying to get a score from the Powdersville game. Have not been able to get an update from that one in a while. Again, that one's region championship. Palmetto leads Carolina now 36-0. Get some other scores here. Crescent over Liberty, 34-0. Abbeville now got our first final. Abbeville beats Christchurch 31-7. Panthers still undefeated. Broome and Chapman still tied 34 apiece in the fourth quarter. Hillcrest still leading Hannah 37-21 in the fourth. That would be for the region championship. Greenwood leading Boiling Springs 38-14. Burns overweight Hampton 42-8 in the fourth quarter. And it's going to be fourth down and 4 for BHP. We're just about ready to go now. 5.5 minutes. BHP coming out with 4 wide receivers in the gun. Pendleton looking to throw here under pressure. Pendleton's going to be dragged down and sacked. That is number 11 for Daniel, Logan Lasher. And the Lions will take over 1st and 10, and the Bears fans look like just about seen enough. So
it just feels like BHP's offensive line, they do an okay job of blocking the run, but when it comes to pass protection, they just have not been able to give the quarterback any time to make any plays in the passing game.
BHP, put it quite frankly, BHP's offensive line has just been dominated in this game, but Daniel's just bullying them. They're getting into the backfield on the runs, haven't been able to protect them with the pass. We've seen now about 4 or 5 sacks for Daniel, and that's impressive considering the fact that BHP doesn't throw it.
Yeah, I also want to give their linebackers some credit here because I feel like they've really stepped up and really helped stop the run here. And trying to force them to throw the ball.
This pass is complete from Pierman. That pass out to number 7. That was Chris Edge. No gain. 2nd down and 10 coming up for Daniel. Lions coming out empty backfield here. Looks like they come trips to the right here. 5 wide receivers, it appears. Daniel taking their time. Check that. Trips to the right here now. 1-man backfield. Looking to throw here is Pierman on 2nd down. Fires when that pass is complete. Edge. Edge has got plenty of space. And makes a couple man miss, still going, dragging people down to the 45, and a 1st down for the Lions. Nice play from Chris Edge.
He was juking people, running people over. I think he got a spin move in there.
Yeah, just doing whatever he can to stay on his feet for the on 1st and 10 from the 45. Trips to the right here. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun for Daniel.
Looks like Daniel's trying to run a little bit of clock out here. Just about 4 minutes left in the quarter.
Kierman takes the snap. He'll hand it off here. Edge delays a guy. Stiff arms someone right in the helmet. Still going, dragging people down into BHP territory to the 45. That's close to another 1st down.
Also stayed in bounds.
Yeah, and staying in bounds, which keeps the clock running. And I think they are going to give him a 1st down.
Did his best Le'Veon Bell impression there. Being patient and waiting for that hole to just open up.
So 1st and 10, Daniel at the BHP 45, clock rolling now. We're about down to about 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Daniel comes out, trips to the left here. 4 wide receivers in the shotgun. They're going to take as much time off the clock as they can. Pierman going to take the snap, fires one that's complete, and brought down immediately. That was complete to Eli Merck. Second down and 6 coming up for Daniel. After the completion, clock still ticking within 3 minutes now. Daniel's going to take this play clock all the way down. Second and handoff. Edge. Edge makes a man miss. He's got space. Dragged down across the 30 to about the 28. That was number 24 on the tackle, Jemias Glenn. But Edge gets a 1st down again for Daniel, and the Lions look like they're in complete control here at this point in the ball game.
Looks like they're just really running the ball and running the clock out.
They're doing their best BHP impression from last week. The Bears were, this is exactly how they played against Wren last week. Just some running the ball and getting 1st downs like crazy. against Ren's defense. 1st and 10 now from the 29. 4 wide receivers to the left here. They'll give it up to Edge again, right up the middle. 20, down across the 15 to about the looks like they'll mark about the 12. That's another first down for Daniel. Into the red zone now. Clock now also still becoming a huge factor. About 2 minutes left in the ball game. Clock ticking now within 2 minutes. And again, Daniel's probably going to take this all the way down as much as they can.
BHP does have 2 timeouts left, though. They do want to try and get one more drive in.
Pyramid's going to look to throw here. Fires when that pass is incomplete. Intended for number 5, Jalen Brown Wallace. Interesting that they threw it there.
Not sure why they didn't just run the ball and keep running that clock down because there's only 1:42 left in the game.
I mean, Daniel wants to score as many points as possible. I mean, you know, they're Daniel. You already saw them try an onside kick leading by 3 touchdowns, so they want to score here. But still, I would have just run it there because they've had no trouble running the football. And they will run it again. Edge right up the middle. Makes a man miss. He's spinning. Is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Lions. Chris Edge on the carry. And with 1:36 left in the ball game, your score, Daniel 34, BHP 7, pending the PAT. Now it looks like this could be the nail in the coffin for BHP.
I would be very shocked if BHP came back in any fashion.
I mean, this is pretty much impossible. They're right now losing by 4 touchdowns as on to attempt the PAT.
I think this really just shows how good Daniel really is, because they've really been just dominating every single team they've played this year so far.
That kick is up and good by number 88, Shane Forster. And with 1:36 left in the ball game, your score, Daniel 35, BHP 7. The Lions looking in complete control, trying to go 9-0 and finish a perfect regular season off.
I know if I was anyone trying to play Daniel here in the playoffs, I would not be looking forward to playing them.
Yeah, Daniel and Powdersville really look like the top 2 teams in Upper State, I would have to say, at 3A at least. Speaking of Powdersville, we're trying to get a score update from you, but just not really having any luck here. Again, you know, getting high school scores is difficult at times, as you really don't have a lot of people reporting those.
Yeah, last time we checked, though, they were up by 3 scores, so I'd imagine they're in pretty good shape.
On the kick here, we'll have number 86, Jonas Barrett, back deep to return for the Bears. Eli Strickland and Marquis Henderson. Nice deep kick. Will be fielded at about the 10 from Strickland. And he's going to be brought down at about the 21-22.
He was absolutely walloped on that play by 23. Stanley Young.
First and 10 now from the 22-yard line.
It looks like Daniel's going to come out here and be number 1 in their region, and
yeah, Daniel will unless something very unforeseen happens. Even if something very unforeseen happens, I still believe Daniel's already clinched a region.
Because I believe if the only way for BHP, for them to lose the region, would they have to win? BHP would have to win by 11, and I seriously doubt that will happen.
Kind of interesting how it would go by margin at this point, because that would mean basically what would happen if BHP were to win here. Daniel, Ren, and BHP would all 3 be tied at the top of the region with a 3-1 record. BHP would have the tiebreaker over Daniel, but Daniel would have the tiebreaker over Ren. So we'd be going by, I mean, I would think it would go next by overall record, which would go to Daniel.
I think it goes to points, I believe, in region is how they do it in high school.
Another flag will fly. Another false start on the offense. So BHP just getting pretty sloppy now at this point. So Daniel's just going to celebrate back-to-back, I think, region championships. As even when Wren won state in 2019, Daniel still took the region with an undefeated regular season. Last time, BHP was the last team to win region that was not Daniel back in 2018. Bears were immediately eliminated in the playoffs first round as Pendleton's going to look to throw here on 1st and 20. Rolling to his right, now rolling back. Now he's going to run here. Pendleton's got some space. Spins away from a tackler and gets out to around the 25. So a nice gain for Pendleton of about, we'll say, 13 on the play. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Bears. World Series between the Braves and Astros is still Braves still leading 1-0. Astros still looking for their first hit through 4 innings. So Ian Anderson pitching a gem here for Atlanta. Handoff right up the middle, and not a lot going. There's a lot of extracurricular activity there from Daniel, if I can get the right team there. That was number 52. Ben Joplin overdoing it a little bit, but no call from the officials. And it's going to be 3rd down and 2 from the 30. Clock ticking within 30 seconds at this point. $20 seconds now. Probably the last play of the ball game. They'll hand it off here. Marquis Henderson. And breaks one tackle and is not able to break another one. Clock now ticking within 10, 9, 8. Set and actually...
I don't have a score, but I do know that Powdersville did win that game.
They'll wind the clock here. Daniel has already come out with the Gatorade bath, and it's official. The Daniel Lions have finished off the 9-0 perfect season and have won the 3A Region 1 for the 3rd straight year. Their final score from BHP, Daniel 35, BHP 7. Lions moved to 9-0. Bears fall to 4-6. Very disappointing year for BHP. One of their worst years in a long, long time record-wise. Not to say BHP's a bad team, just really tough strength of schedule.
Yeah, I would say BHP and Wren are definitely two teams that their records don't really reflect how good of a team they really are.
Yeah, so that's going to about wrap it up for us tonight. BHP will be taking on Chester next week for the playoffs. Daniel will be at home next week for their playoff matchup. A little bit of a note, we do know Powdersville won the games. They have won 3A Region 2. So the Powdersville Patriots complete the perfect 10-0 season. And we will probably be at Powdersville next week for the first round of the playoffs, but we cannot confirm that. We do not know the opponent just yet either, but chances are we will see you guys next Friday night at Powdersville High School for the first round of the playoffs. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for letting us do this. It's a dream come true for me to call football games. This might be the last one we'll get to do this year. Probably not. Hopefully not. But you never know. So, yeah, it's been definitely a dream come true for me to be able to do this. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will hopefully see you guys next week at Powdersville. Good night, everyone.